guys? Today I got a Wi-Fi battle here against a guy named Steven. This was on my live stream yesterday, and he brought a team of monsters. Let me tell you, he got three dragon types. Oh my goodness! And then he got the Tyranitar Rotom and the Scizor. This is just a team of savages in my eyes. But as you can look at my team and see, I actually only brought 5 Pokemon. Now I'm not using this as an excuse. There's no excuses here. I only have 5 Pokemon, and it has nothing to do with my opponent. So I wasn't, you know, it's not his fault that I brought 5 Pokemon. And that's pretty much how I view a lot of things. It's not my fault when I get hacks against somebody. It's not their fault when they hacks me. But something like this, it's not his problem. So I just decided to stay in the battle, especially because I didn't even notice that I only had 5 Pokemon until after I killed one of his. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into this and see how I did with only 5 Pokemon, I guess. It was really unfortunate because the Pokemon that I left behind was Latios. Latios would have been a really big help in this battle. But either way, Steven is going to lead off with his Noivern, and I'm actually going to lead off with my... It's fine, because I have the Rowzu. And Choice Scarf Landorus is not very common, so I didn't expect him to think that I was Scarfed. Not Choice Scarf Landorus, Choice Scarf Landorus I should say. So I was actually able to pick up the kill very early on his Noivern with the Choice Scarf Stone Edge. I was really happy that it hit. But here he's actually going to go out to his Latios, and I'm going to switch out to my Rotom, probably predicting the Surf. If he did go for the Draco Meteor, there was absolutely nothing I could do about it, so he probably should have done that, but he actually went straight for the Ice Beam, which is not a very common move on Latios, I should say. But here he actually has that Garchomp, so I don't think that he's going to bring it. I do think that he's going to bring it in to take the Volt Switch. So what I'm going to do here is actually go for the Will-O-Wisp as he brings in his Rotom. And I do actually end up hitting the Will-O-Wisp on the Rotom, which is very, very nice because, I mean, it's always nice to burn a Rotom. It's always nice to get some sort of residual damage. Am I right? Am I right? Yes, I am. So, because he has that Garchomp, I don't want him to have the opportunity to bring it in on a Volt Switch ever. So I'm actually going to go for the Hydro Pump, just trying to get a little bit more damage on the Rotom. Or in case he did want to switch, basically what I didn't want to happen was for me to Volt Switch out if he did want to stay in, and for him to burn something on my team. So I stayed in no matter what and went for the Hydro Pump because that was my best option without switching out. But he does end up burning me after I missed the Hydro Pump, which is really, really unfortunate. So now I'm actually going to go for the Volt Switch now because I don't think that he's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp again. I think he's going to go for the Volt Switch himself. So what this is going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to bring in my Excadrill if he does end up going for the Volt Switch. I thought that he might want to go for the Hydro Pump, and I was really scared to make this move. But I only have 5 Pokemon, so I have to play a little risky because, to be honest, my Latios would have been a great switch into this Rotom, but I don't have it, so I have to play smarter. I have to play like a little more risky. So he does actually end up going for the Volt Switch, and that's very good for me because since I have the Mold Breaker, I can go for the Earthquake and hit anything on his team because his Flying type is actually dead. And he actually brings out his Latios, and unfortunately for him, I actually get the critical hit here. So that's going to be a dead Latios, and I was really relieved because that made things a lot easier because I had nothing to take Draco Meteors from that thing at all. But here you guys are going to see he actually goes out to his Garchomp. I'm going to go for the Stealth Route just before I switch out. But here I was actually pretty scared because he Mega Evolves, and I was thinking that he might want to go for the Fire Blast because Mega Garchomp actually has really, really good special attacks. So I was really scared here for a second, but he actually ends up going for the Iron Head. And not only that, but I'm faster than the Garchomp. I was actually surprised about that. He must be Adamant though. I'm thinking that he's Adamant. But either way, well, actually, no. Adamant Max Speed Garchomp is faster than Excadrill, but I'm not sure about how that pans out at level 50. But he might not be Max Speed. I have no idea. So, anyways, he goes for the Iron Head, thinking that he might want to go for the Earthquake after he goes for the Iron Head after he breaks my balloon. He actually goes out for the Outrage. He goes for the. I said he goes out for the Outrage. He goes for the Outrage after I lose my balloon to the Iron Head, and I wasn't expecting him to go for Outrage right after that, so he made a good play there. I was expecting him to go for Earthquake, maybe Fire Blast, I don't know, something besides a Dragon move, because he used Iron Head to break my balloon, so that made me believe that he didn't want to go straight for the Outrage. But he did that, and he killed my Rotom because of it, so that was a good move on his part. So now I'm going to go out to my Landorus, and because I used Stone Edge before, actually no, that was I thought I used HP Ice before. That was I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I knew that he'd switch out regardless of what I just said. So I'm gonna go for the U-turn, predicting his switch. He probably didn't want to risk hitting himself again in confusion. So not again, hitting himself for the first time in confusion. So I went for the U-turn, and I'm gonna go out to Chun-Li, trying to kick it Chun-Li. These bitches trying to kick it Chun-Li. trying to kick a Chun-Li. Got all these bitches trying to kick a Chun-Li. Anyways, I go for the Mega Evolution fake out, and that's gonna be more than enough to take out the Rotom from where it is. So I'm doing pretty well despite, you know, the initial handicap that I had. I made a couple of good plays and I'm right back in the game pretty much. But now he's actually going to go back out to his Garchomp. I wish I had Ice Punch on this thing because I'd be able to actually one-hit KO him, but I don't have Ice Punch. I have High Jump Kick, I have Fire Punch, and I have Zen Headbutt aside from Fake Out. So I'm actually going to switch back to my Guaca just to, you know, die really. I just wanted to die here because this is, I guess, the weakest link, I should say. But he's going to go for the Outrage, and it's actually going to be a 2-hit KO. Oh, it's going to be a 1-hit KO. Huh, you got a critical hit. Forgot about that. Alright, it's a 1-hit KO. Forgive me. But because of that, I'm going to be able to go out to my Chun-Li here. I'm going to go for the Fake Out, of course, just to get a little bit of damage on him before I actually try to kill him with the High Jump Kick. And I can actually hit any Pokemon on his team with the High Jump Kick. He only has the Scizor, the Tyranitar, and the Garchomp left, so I'm going to be able to do a ton of damage with the High Jump Kick here. He actually does end up going out to a Scizor, and that Scizor is going to be as good as dead pretty much, especially after the Stealth Rock damage. So the High Jump Kick is going to hit. I'm actually surprised that it hit because I normally miss moves like that. I do get a critical hit. I'm not quite sure if that mattered, but it might have mattered because Scissor's not, you know, Scissors are pretty bulky Pokemon, so I'm not quite sure. It might have mattered, but either way, I get the critical hit, which is very unfortunate for him. But we're pretty much trading off critical hits. Like, he's getting crits, I'm getting crits. It's all good in my eyes. Anyways, I'm gonna switch out. I'm gonna go to my It's Fine because I didn't think that he would go for. Well, first of all, any move that he went for, I knew I could live. Second of all, I really had nothing to lose by switching this thing in, and I just wanted to see what set he was. I wanted to see if he was Scarfed, if he was. I just wanted to see what he was exactly. You guys are gonna see I do taking out the Tyranitar with the Earthquake, the Sand Force Earthquake I should add in, and he's gonna bring out his Garchomp, take a little bit of Stealth Rock damage. I was actually pretty surprised when this Earthquake didn't end up killing the Garchomp. But I shouldn't be because Mega Garchomp is extremely bulky. So, I mean, he might have some HP EVs as well because he was pretty slow. But here you guys are going to see I actually lived this Outrage. That did a lot. Landers has pretty decent defenses, so that did a lot. But that is a Mega Garchomp. We got to keep this in mind. So, I'm going to go for one more Earthquake, and I'm actually going to end up taking out the Mega Garchomp. So, I actually won that battle 3-0, I believe. That was a great game, Steven. I like your team a lot. Yeah, good game, Steven. Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will be back tomorrow with another Pokemon Zeta video, probably. And then the next day with another Wi-Fi battle. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'm out of here. Bye!